We have to find out the HCF of given two numbers using Euclid's division algorithm. After multiplying 4052 by 3, we get 12156 and we get 420 after subtraction. This time 4052 will be divided by 420. We will multiply 420 by 9 and we will get 3780. After subtraction, we will get 272. Again we will divide 420 by 222. This time we will multiply 222 by 1 and get 272. And subtracting 272 from 420 gives 148. Now 272 will be divided by 148. Again we will divide 272 once. So we will subtract 148 from 272 and we will get 124. Now we will divide 148 by 124 in one time and we will get remainder 24. So we will divide 124 by 24 and 24 will divide it in 5 times leaving remainder 4. Now 24 will be divided by 4 which is divisible by 4 in 6 times leaving 0 as remainder. Therefore HCF is 4 because remainder has become 0. Let's see next question. We have to find out whether the pairs of given numbers are co-primes or not. So what is the meaning of co-prime numbers? For example, what is common in 5 and 7? Answer is 1. In the same way, common factors of 9 and 11 will be only 1. We cannot find any other common factors. Also there is nothing common in 23 and 27. So again their common factor will be 1. That means all of these pairs are co-primes. This is the thing we have to examine in our question. Means if we don't get any number common, then the only common factor will be 1. If we use Euclid's division algorithm to find the HCF of given pairs and we get the HCF as 1, then the given pair of numbers will become co-primes. So we will divide 412 by 255 which will divide in one time leaving remainder 157. Again 255 will be divided by 157 which will divide in one time leaving remainder 98. Again 157 will be divided by 98 and we will get 59 as remainder. In the same way we will continue this process till we get the remainder 0. So here we got 0 as remainder and the last divisor is 1. So it is HCF. That's why 255 and 412 are co-primes. Let's see second question. This time 1025 will be divided by 511 which will divide in 2 times leaving remainder 3. So we will divide 511 by 3. Now we will divide 5 by 3 first because if the divisor is one digit number then we only take one digit from dividend to divide it by 3, and if that one digit is not enough to divisible by 3 then we include another number which is available next to it. Here 5 is divisible by 3 in one time leaving remainder 2. Now we will take 1 from above and we will get 21. 21 is divisible by 3 in 7 times leaving no remainders. Also we have 1 left to divide, so we will take it. So now we have 1 which is not divisible by 3. So now we will divide 3 by 1. 3 is divisible by 1 in 3 times completely. So again we got the HCF 1. But here you have made a huge mistake and you didn't even realize it. So what is that mistake? We will multiply quotient 17 by divisor 3 and we will get 51. Here we have remainder 1. If we add 1 to 51, we will get 52. Here you can see the number which is dividend is 511 and we got 52 which is not equal. That means you have made a mistake in division process. So where did this mistake happen? Here we brought 1 from above and considered it as remainder while this assumption was completely wrong. If we take any number from above, we must divide that number by divisor first, and in this case divisor is 3, but we didn't divide it by 3. So we must divide it by 3, but there is a problem. 1 is not divisible by 3. So how can we divide it? So here you can see 1 is divided by 3 in 0 time and 0 times 3 is 0. So now we will subtract 0 from 1 and again we will get 1. Now you can see 120 multiplied by 3 gives 510 and adding remainder 1 to 510 gives 511. So don't commit such mistakes. These small mistakes can ruin the whole answer. No matter the marks for that question is 1 or 5 in examination, you will get 0 marks due to that one mistake. You are learning maths and there is no scope for error in it. one mistake, game over. So always be careful while solving a single question. Your small distraction is enough to ruin the whole answer. Let's get back to the question. Means now we will divide 3 by 1 and we will get the remainder 0. So the common factor of 511 and 1025 is also 1. So this pair is also co-prime. Means we also solved this question. Let's see next. So far we found the HCF of two numbers, but this time we have three numbers. So what to do now? Previous method will also be applied on these three numbers, but which number should be divided by which number first? The answer is you can choose any number as divisor and any number as dividend. Answer will be same. Let's see how. We will divide 420 by 315, which is divisible by 315 in one time and leaving remainder 105. Now 315 will be divided by 105 in 3 times, leaving no remainders. So we got the HCF, which is 105. So now we will take the next number and we will divide it by the HCF. And this time we will find another HCF, and that HCF will be the HCF of all given 3 numbers. So 105 is dividing 630 in 6 times, leaving remainder 0. So the HCF of these two numbers is 105, and hence it is the HCF of all these three numbers. But what if we find the HCF of 420 and 630 first? So 420 is dividing 630 in one time, leaving remainder 210. Now 210 is dividing 420 in two times, leaving remainder 0. So the HCF of 420 and 630 is 210. Now we will divide 315 by this HCF 210. So it is divisible in one time, leaving remainder 105. Now 105 is dividing 210 in two times, leaving 0 remainder. So their HCF is 105. You can see we can find the HCF of any two numbers first, and then we can find the HCF of third number and the HCF of first two numbers, and we will get our final HCF. So don't be confused in such type of questions. So we solved this question. Let's see next. So we have two numbers 525 and 3000, and both numbers are divisible by 3, 5, 15, 25 and 75 complete. So we have to tell that what is the HCF of these two numbers. So 525 and 3000 both are divisible by all of these given numbers. Means all of these are the common factors. These are also called common divisors. So what will be the highest common factor? It is also known as greatest common divisor. So 75 is greatest between all common divisors. That's why it is the HCF. Next question. Two questions are included in this one. So now we will solve first one. It is asked that the given number is composite, but how? So we have to submit our opinion. 11 into 13 into 17 is a single term, and 17 is an another term. That means we can take 17 common from both terms. So we will have 11 into 13 inside bracket, and we will also have 1 inside bracket. Now 11 into 13 is 143. Adding 1 to it gives 144. So we have 17 into 144. So our original question had 17 as sum, and now we have a single term 17 into 144. So we have converted this number as factors. Here we have also factorized 144. So we can write this number as the product of prime numbers. That's why the given number is composite. When you multiply 17 and 144, you will get 2448. You will also get 2448 by multiplying and simplifying these numbers. So we proved that the given number is composite. Let's see next one. This is a single term and 5 is another term. That means we can take 5 common from both terms, and remaining numbers can be written inside brackets. We can ignore 1 because it doesn't affect in multiplication. Again we will take 5 common from here. So now 1 is left. We will also write it inside brackets. After multiplication, we will get 1008, and adding 1 to it gives 1009. So we have also written this whole number as product of factors. That's why it is a composite number. You must have noticed one thing. In this question, 17 and 5 have been added because both are also available as factors here. What I am trying to say is that here we have 17 in both terms, so we have taken it as common, and the whole number immediately changed into a composite number. Similarly, here we have 5 available in both terms, so we have taken it common, and the whole number converted to a composite number. But what will happen if we take a number different from these given factors? For example, let's change 5 by 11. So now what do you think? Is this number prime or composite? 7 into 6 is 42, 42 into 5 is 210, 210 into 4 be 840, and 840 into 3 be 2520, and 2520 into 2 is 5040, and multiplying 5040 by 1 gives the same number. Now 5040 plus 11 is 5051. So now let's find whether the number 5051 is prime or composite. We have already discussed about it, means we know how to check whether a number is prime or composite. So we will take the help of square roots. The square root of 5051 will be 71.07 approx. So we will take all prime numbers smaller than 21 and we'll check whether there is any prime number which is dividing 5051 completely or not. So here we have taken all primes smaller than 21 and you can see none of these primes are dividing 5051 completely. That means 5051 is a prime number. So we got a conclusion. It is not fixed. The result may be prime or composite. That means if we add a number different from the given factors, then the result may be prime or it may also be composite. Let's see next one. Question says, if we have given any two numbers, then is it possible for those numbers to have HCF as 18 and LCM as 380? And we also have to write the reason. To understand it, we will take an example we already had. We had already understood this question. Let's expand it more. We know that product of HCF and LCM of two numbers is always equal to the product of the given two numbers. So we will find the LCM using this rule. Because we had not found the LCM at that moment. So HCF was 75, one number was 525 and other was 3000 and LCM was unknown. 75 can be shifted to other side and now it takes division form. 525 is divisible by 75 in 7 times and 7 into 3000 is 21,000. So the LCM is 21,000. Now let's see whether the HCF 75 is dividing LCM 21,000 or not. But what is the necessity of doing it? We will understand it soon. But let's see what is happening first. You can see HCF is dividing LCM completely. So we got a relation between HCF and LCM. And what that relation is? If we have given the HCF and LCM of any two numbers, then HCF is always the divisor of LCM. In fact, not only the HCF, but all the available common factors of the given two numbers are the divisors of the LCM. That means 3, 5, 15, 25 and 75 all are the divisors of LCM 21,000. And you don't have to check each divisor one by one. Here you can see 3, 5, 15 and 25 all are dividing 75 and 75 is dividing 21,000. That's why LCM will also be divisible by all these four numbers. Let's get back to our question. So now we will write the HCF of two numbers is always the divisor of their LCM. So now we will see whether 18 is dividing 380 or not. So 38 is divisible by 18 in 2 times, leaving remainder 2. Now we will take 0 and it becomes 20, which is divisible by 18 in 1 time, leaving remainder 2. Clearly, the remainder is not 0, so 18 is not dividing 380 completely. So we can write HCF is not dividing LCM. So there does not exist any two number whose HCF be 18 and LCM be 380. Let's see next one. The HCF of 65 and 117 is of the form 65 m minus 117. So find the value of m. It is an easy question. We have HCF 65 m minus 117. Now let's find the actual value of HCF. 65 is 5 into 13 and 117 is 9 into 13. 13 is common in both, so HCF is 13. That means 65 m minus 117 is equal to 13. We will send 117 to other side and its sign will change from minus to plus. Now adding both numbers give 130. So 65 is in multiplication form and it will change in division as soon as we will send it to the other side. And 130 divided by 65 is 2. So the value of m is 2. So our answer will be second. Next question. Question says find a number which when divides 20 leaves remainder 5 and when divides 125 leaves remainder 8. So if you don't know the process to solve such questions, then we only have one way left to solve it, and that is we will check each option one by one. Option 3 and option 4 are cancelled because both these numbers are greater than 70 and 125, means they cannot divide 70 and 125. So now we have only two options left, 1 and 2. Let's check second option. 70 is divisible by 65 in one time, leaving remainder 5. So we satisfied the first condition, which is 5. Now let's divide 125 by 65. It is divisible by 65 in one time, leaving remainder 60. So this time remainder is 60, but we want it to be 8. That means 65 is also the wrong option. Now we have only one option left, that is 13. So let's check this also. 70 is divisible by 13 in 5 times, leaving remainder 5. And 125 is divisible by 13 in 9 times, leaving remainder 8. So 13 is the number which is satisfying our conditions, hence this is the answer. There is another easy way to solve this question, which you can find easily if you think carefully. But if you are not able to get the answer, then later we will solve several questions of this type. At that moment, we will understand it neatly. Let's see next one. So we have two numbers a and b, where a is equal to x cube y square and b is x into y cube. Also x and y are primes. X cube can be written as x into x and y square is y into y. Again x is x and y cube is y into y into y. So what will be its HCF? X is common in both, y is also common, and another y is also common. So we got x into y into y. So the HCF is x into y square. So option B is the right answer. Let's see next question. This question is similar to the last one, but in this question we have to find out the LCM. So a into b square is a into b into b, and a cube b is a into a into a into b. We have to find the LCM. To find it, we will see how many numbers are available as factors, and in this case our numbers are variables. So we have only two variables a and b. Here a is 3 times and b is 2 times. So we will take them because we take the numbers with larger powers. So we got a cube b square. So option C is the answer. Let's see next one. In this question, we have to find out that which is the smallest number that is divisible by all of the numbers from 1 to 10, included 1 and 10. Let's solve it. Here we have taken all the numbers from 1 to 10, and we have also taken their prime factors. So we have been asked to find their LCM because LCM is the least common multiple. Now we will look for all numbers found as factors. So we don't take 1 because multiplying 1 to any number gives the same number. Now we will see for the factor 2. Here 2 is 1 time and here it is 2 times, while here it is 3 times. So it is greatest, we will take it. Now let's see next factor, that is 3. Here it is 1 time and here it is 2 times. So we will take it. Now let's see 5. 5 is available in two different factors, but its power is only 1 in both places. So we will take it only once. Now next prime number is 7. It is only 1 time. We will take it. Now let's see what will be their product. 2 is 3 times, so it is 8. 3 into 3 is 9. And 8 into 9 is 22. And 72 into 5 is 360. And 360 times 7b, 2520. So our answer will be option 4. Let's end this session. See you soon.